What's going on, guys? Jerry here, and I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to put the Noctua NF-F12 on the Cooler Master Hyper 212 EVO and see if we can improve on our CPU temps. A big thanks to Noctua for sending me this fan to test out. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with the NF-F12, it's basically Noctua's top-of-the-line fan for heat sinks and radiators. It works optimally in situations where you want high static pressure. And these are 120 millimeter fans, and they feature some pretty cool things like a focused flow frame, a stepped inlet design, anti-vibration pads, and their SSO2 bearing, among other things. I'll put a link to the Noctua page in the description where you can read more in depth about the technology that goes into these fans. Also, I did a review earlier on their NF-S12A case fans, so I'll throw in a link where you can check that out as well. In the packaging, which is pretty fancy, I'd have to admit, you get a few things like a Y cable, a low noise adapter, an extension cable, some screws, and anti-vibration mounts. And by the way, since I had mentioned my troubles installing the anti-vibration mounts previously, Noctua sent me a sample of some new ones they're working on, which should make it a little bit easier to install into your case. Anyway, now that we've got the basics out of the way, it's time to open up the case and remove the Cooler Master fan. You also have to prep the Noctua fan for install by screwing these two brackets into one side. Now, these brackets actually came with the Hyper 212 EVO. They were not provided by Noctua, just FYI. Now, once that was done, the rest of the install was pretty straightforward and looks pretty good if you ask me. The entire system is also pretty quiet. Here's how it sounds with the CPU fan around 1000 RPM. Not bad. After this, it was time to test the performance, so I fired up Prime 95 and ran a large TFT stress test, which is supposed to focus on max power consumption. I had some trouble finding a Windows app that would provide accurate CPU temps, so I ultimately ended up using motherboard software to monitor the temps. They displayed about 8 to 10 degrees lower than the BIOS, but we'll still get an idea about how these fans perform. Now, with the Noctua fans starting at 40 degrees Celsius at idle, I ran Prime 95 for 10 minutes and the max temp peaked at 56 degrees Celsius. With the Cooler Master fan starting at 40 degrees Celsius, after 10 minutes, the max temp peaked at 51 degrees Celsius. Now, looking at that, you may come to the conclusion that the Cooler Master fan is superior, but there are a few things to note. In my testing, I found that the differences in temperature were negligible when the fans were spinning at the same RPM. Also, at the same RPM, the Noctua fan was noticeably quieter. And if you're concerned with build quality, the Noctua fan gets the nod there as well. Now, what gives a Cooler Master fan the advantage in cooling is the fact that it can spin at a much higher RPM. Its max RPM is nearly 400 higher than the Noctua fan, although at that speed, you'll probably need to wear earplugs to not go insane from the noise. So to sum it up, the Noctua fan is ideal if you're noise sensitive, and the Cooler Master fan is better if you want max performance. Now, if you're considering adding a Noctua fan to your Hyper 212 EVO, I'd have to say your money's probably better spent investing into a Noctua NH-D14. That way you're getting superior temps and acoustics. So that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, see ya. Starting with the CPU, we are using the AMD FX 8320E. This is a 3.2 GHz 8-core